Alright, welcome back to Demon Hunter playthrough with Kagekaze. Went ahead and rebooted everything to hopefully make this a little smoother. We've got Diablo 3 rebooted, Fraps rebooted, Audacity rebooted, and hopefully it'll be a smoother experience. For those of you who may be wondering, Audacity is a open source audio editing utility. I don't actually record the voice using Fraps. Part of that really is because my microphone is not very good, as I've talked about in other videos here. It's kind of taped on, but worst of all, it has a lot of static on the line. So there's always a lot of background noise. And if I were to record with Fraps, you would be hearing a hissing noise throughout the entire video. So what I do is I record live using Audacity while Fraps is recording, and then I can go back into Audacity, and it has noise removal tools that I can just go in and clean up the stream a bit and make it sound better. And possibly edit out any gaps or something like that. So, you know, while technically I am recording live, I can still do some editing before it goes out on YouTube. Not that I really have done much. I think there's only been one or two things I've taken out. Anyway, we're back here. I only played a little bit to get back to the Templar, so you wouldn't have to see that all over again. One thing I wanted to bring up here to show you about, we were talking about the resource systems, hatred being faster than discipline to restore. If you look at your details screen, there's actually a lot of information here that you might overlook. You've got the typical 54% damage increase, which is fed off the dexterity or your other primary stats. Your attacks per second is here, your chance to crit, plus the additional damage that crits do. So every crit's 50% additional damage, which passives and items can help affect that. Standard defensive items, blocked amount, block chance, dodge and damage reduction, and of course, all of your elemental resistance. Here's something new with Diablo 3, CC reduction. So you can actually reduce snares and abilities like that with your items, it looks like. So we have no idea what kind of gear we'll be looking at from that. Same with it, we have range and melee damage reduction as well. Standard life abilities, maximum life, life per second that's regenerated, percent lifesteal, life per kill, life per hit. So you have the distinction there. Even tells you how much you get from health globes and your radius. But here's a big one, is your resource. So for characters that get automatic resource regeneration, you can see here that I have 125 maximum hatred. I get 4 hatred back per second, so hatred really does not generate that fast. That's why you need those hatred generators abilities. Whereas discipline, 30 maximum, 1 discipline per second. So as you can see, you know, at a 25% the rate of hatred. And of course there are some other things here. You can see I get 37 extra bonus experience. All these items I've got with, you know, 8 and 2s and 4s and 4 has added up. You know, 37% bonus, or 37 extra bonus experience is really nice. But I kind of want to show you that there is a resource monitor here. So as you get items that increase your maximums and things like that, you can see how it directly affects your resources.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger. You were a Templar, John Dahl. How could you succumb to this often?
Please forgive me. My vision is clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Very well. I have no need of books.
Then onwards we go to fight the Skeleton King. Let us seek honor together, my friend.
Alright, I found an interesting item here. 13.2 or just 16, so it's less DPS. But you'll notice it has the 2 to 5 damage. What I was noticing about this and looking at during the conversation is that it's got lower minimum damage. So while my maximum damage would go down, my minimum damage would go up. It's not too bad. I won't be using it though, I don't think.
How should I trade? Thank you for helping me fight the darkness. To contend with evil is the essence of what it means to be a Templar.
So long as you don't get in my way.
How should you train? Well, since I'm ranged, we'll go with intervene this time.
That will serve me well.
And I had mentioned this in another video. I had wondered how to retrain. Of course, it is right here with the right click. Notice you must be in town. Costs 350 for his current level. It will go up as he levels. I think the highest I saw it was 750. I tried. I really did try. Alright, nothing that way. We continue. So what's interesting is I've noticed that Hungering Arrow will proc off of items like the barrels. But it doesn't look like Entangling Shot does. Hungering Arrow only has a %, but Entangling should always be 100% with something close enough, and it looks like Entangling will only hit the barrel you shoot it at. And it won't hit the second barrel. Of course, not that that's a big deal. I really don't care about tying barrels together and slowing them down, but it would be nice to be able to break 2 barrels at once using an ability that should normally hit 2 targets. I have vendetta against benches. What can I say? Well, now that I've gotten it, I have to say I really like Elemental Arrow. I think I just shot behind me to kill a statue. I'm gonna have to review the footage on that one. But if I did, I am an awesome marksman. Right through the barricade. That's why I like abilities like Elemental Arrow. I can just shoot through a barricade and kill the monsters behind it right away. With the Barbarian, I would have done the leap behind there to get them. First strike capability. That's what it's all about. Alright. I think I might change this up a tiny bit. I'm really liking Entangling so far. So I'm going to put my Elemental here on 2, or my right mouse button, so I can just quickly spam those abilities. And I will put my rapid fire on 1. Can I clear this? Apparently I can't clear this slot. I should probably submit that as feedback. That would be nice to be able to clear a slot if I want. Although once I hit higher levels, I'm sure that won't be a problem.
My hatred is too low. Your fear betrays you.
So the low cost of elemental arrow makes it really nice. I can usually just one or two of those and have elemental arrow ready. Since that's 4 hatred, we're looking at it only costs a 10, so 2 shots, that gives me 8. Since I have 4 regeneration per second, I should make up the difference with my natural regen, so 1, 2, boom. Real easy combo, and I haven't used hardly any hatred. So that's one of the things to look into when you're looking at builds. I mean, not only do you have skills that work well together, but you can also look at how generators and spenders work together, so you can figure out how many shots of one do you have to do before you can do the other. You, of course, don't want to resource starve yourself. So the skill synergy on the Demon Hunter is definitely feeling like it's there. That you can really make this class work. I honestly think once they do a little bit more revamping, tweak the damages a bit, that this could potentially be one of the better classes. Honestly, all 5 classes could be very good. Oh, here we go. The chest event. I'm just going to try and farm some experience here. Oh, lots of arrows coming from this direction. Apparently I'm not really getting any experience from them, so let's just go ahead and kill him. Looks like monsters that become, that are summoned in this manner don't count towards experience gain. They also don't count towards massacres. As you can see, I killed a whole bunch of monsters and nothing popped up here to say I had killed a certain number. So, looks like these items that summon skeletons are not useful for those kind of farming achievements or experience. Alright, I got a crossbow, 3 to 7 plus 1 experience. That's only 12, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to find anything better than these, since the crafting level I'm at is higher than really the monster level that I'm going to be seeing here. Although the skeletons in the Skeleton King room, from what I hear, are a great place to look for higher item level drops and such. Apparently that is the one place in the beta where amulets can actually drop. As you've seen, that's the one thing I don't have. They are just the right number, the minimum monster level needed for them to drop. So I might at some point have to go in there and just focus on farming his skeletons rather than kill him. I look forward to it. Not sure which class I'll do it with, though. course, I did not see the corridor over here that I could have taken. I am blind. I accept this fact. I'm getting close to level. You know what I want to try here before I move any further? I'm going to try this. I'm going to put on Evasive Fire. I'm going to put on Vault. I'm going to go ahead and try this movement speed increase. I want to see just how much of a movement speed increase it feels like. Because you think to yourself, you know, what is 60% increased movement speed?
Need more time.
At least I have Elemental Arrow to kill a whole bunch of these little imps.
Do you want more?
Okay, I didn't really see much. Let's see this. Well, there we go. There's a nice run. And you can see it appears on the buff bar, so you know when you get it. So you could theoretically combine that with caltrops.
How many we've killed, but I've lost track.
So you could slow your enemy down and then get away very quickly. So you have a lot of items in your toolbox here that help you escape. Now, one thing I do like about this, it feels like you're firing like a magnum or something without deep sounding that shot is. Alright, only 2 ways to go. Let's see what's next.
When we returned from our horrific defeat in Westmarch, my beloved king lost all pretense of sanity. He seethed with rage, spitting curses upon us as traitors. With great sorrow, I ran him through.
Alright, one thing I wanted to see is if there was a cooldown on that passive like the other one. Apparently there isn't, so if I really just want to travel quickly, I could keep using it. Of course, your discipline pool doesn't really allow for that too often. But I did want to see what kind of potential that build had before I leveled up and got a new ability. Now, grenades. I've been looking forward to getting this. You got that fairly early in the original beta. Again, I link Force's playthroughs at the beginning of each of my playthroughs, so you can kind of compare and contrast. Actually, Force is doing, it looks like, updated walkthroughs ever since patch 10. So if you really want to get an in-depth look at how things have changed, he's probably the best one to watch, but I do appreciate, of course, those of you that stick around and do watch my playthroughs. I try and get as much information out there as possible, but Force is honestly really good with his news broadcast, so I wanted to at least point out that he is doing that and updating his videos. Let's look here. Grenades is now a generator, so it gives 3 hatred, 3 grenades that bounce and explode, and they do 85% weapon damage as fire. Now we talked about this with the wizard, how classes have now been changed to use weapon damage with their abilities, and of course in the original beta the monk and barbarian both used weapon damage for their skills, whereas the wizard of course only had flat damage that was increased by +% to wizard skills, and the demon hunter and even some of the skills of the monk were a little unique in that the demon hunter had some abilities that were based off weapon damage, like evasive fire. I'm not sure about elemental arrow, but hungering arrow, for example, is usually based off of weapon damage. But grenades was unique in that it was considered a spell. So grenades did a flat damage, and unfortunately, well, again, grenade, you got that ability right away. So when you first got it, it only did maybe 2 to 3 damage. Which, honestly, when you're sitting there with, going back with new items, you're not going to benefit from the additional weapon damage you got. So if I've got a really good weapon,
Probably because there isn't one. Let's go.
if I've got a really, really good weapon, I could do so much more with all my other abilities that do high amounts of weapon damage. Why would I want to choose an ability that only does 2 to 3? And what people were noticing was grenades and even Fan of Knives, because Fan of Knives was in the beta, now it's level 14, so you cannot get Fan of Knives in the beta, which, as you can see here, does 450% weapon damage. That's like 1,000,000 times better than what it was before. It only did like 2 or 3 damage in a small area around you. Same with grenades. And now grenades are finally based off of weapon damage. So when you were looking at them, of course the damage went up as you leveled. They were supposed to scale that way, but they were still just flat damage. And unfortunately I don't know if there were items that would do plus to Demon Hunter skills like there were for the Wizard that did plus X to Wizard skills. Of course now all that's baked into Dex and Strength. But now you don't have to worry because grenades are no longer a spell per se, and the fact that they use weapon damage. See, when I watched Force first pick up this ability, I watched it, and unfortunately it was one of those things where monsters just really were not dying quick enough. Mainly because, you know, he had a good weapon and he was doing good weapon damage, whereas the grenades were not. But I saw good potential in this ability because it spreads out and does AoE damage. Each one of those grenades does 85% as fire.
Need more time.
So now I have my real first AoE ability. And I can spam it. It's a generator. I can just keep doing this all day. But I saw great potential in it. Unfortunately, the damage was low. Now the damage is about on par what you might expect with an AoE.
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leon.
I mean, obviously the idea is for any ability that is going to hit a massive amount of monsters, it should do less damage than a single target ability. Simply because then, why would you ever use a single target ability? Why hit one monster for 200% weapon damage when you've got this AoE that can hit that one monster plus everything else around it for 500? Obviously, these are made-up numbers. I would hope that's obvious anyway. Anyone that thinks Blizzard would make something like that, I just don't see it happening.
We shall put you down, Hellspawn.
So it's good timing that I got grenades too, because here's a whole bunch of skeletons coming my way. I can kind of throw them pretty far here. You see I can kind of switch between grenades and elemental arrow. So even if the damage output of the Demon Hunter is not as good as some of the other classes, I gotta tell you, these skills work together really well in my opinion. There's a lot of potential here, although I'm not sure if I would really want to see grenades as a hatred generator. I almost think maybe it should be a spender. Make it do, you know, a decent amount of AoE damage and make it cost hatred rather than generate it. I don't know. See, the downfall to that would be is if they did that, I couldn't just sit here and spam it all day, like so. I'm forever throwing grenades, pretty grenades everywhere. Don't worry, I will never pursue a career in singing. I'm sure it's not meant to be. So I'm pretty happy. I got to level 11 before getting the Skeleton King with all this experience gear I've got. I'm going to have to find replacements for this gear so I can get it on my Witch Doctor and my Monk, because I'm going to want to show off as many of their skills as well. Not only that, but I'm playing through a lot quicker than I did with, say, my Wizard. My Wizard was a much longer playthrough, and he only got to level 9. So I've learned some techniques to speed up exploring. For one, not picking up prey items. I know the maps a little better. I know the skills a little better. And I have all this experience gear. It just means I can go through quicker and still make as much progress, or not, if not more. Alright, I'm going to go off and kill the Skeleton King. I would recommend that you stick around after the Skeleton King, because I want to show you a little something I found out on my Blacksmith regarding the maximum level of the Blacksmith in the beta. So let's kill the Skeleton King first. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and what I'll do is I'll show you now, so those of you that don't want to stick around for a Skeleton King kill can go. If you ever watched Force's videos, he talked about the Blacksmith. He even has one dedicated to the Blacksmith. You'll notice as he played, he got these things called Page of Training, which he had to use to level the Blacksmith up, along with, of course, needing materials to do the levels. Well, as you can see now, I'm level 4, Master level. And all I need to do is hit that button one more time. I need 2,000 gold to get to the Grandmaster level and become level 5. But as you see here, I actually need something now. And now it's called the Page of Blacksmithing. So instead of just a generic page of training, which presumably would have been used for every crafter that you had, they now have just a generic, or they have a specific pages for the individual artisans here. So presumably these pages of blacksmithing will drop off of random monsters and treasure chests as you go, so you can actually level your blacksmith up as you progress. I mean, this is a great way to make it so that I can't just sit here and become Grandmaster level from the very beginning act. They want you to they want to kind of gate this a little bit, so you have to get further on in the acts before you can start making better and better equipment. Alright. So, that said, I'm going to just go ahead and do some quick salvaging. I'll keep the magic find ring. I'll replace one of my rings with it. Same thing with that. I'm going to want to replace this gear after this so that I can give it to a new character. I just realized that's a two-hander, not a... I want to take a look at this real quick. 30, 21. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry about the delay here. Let's go ahead and we'll put this away, then we'll go kill the Skeleton King for those of you who are interested in watching.
See, the problem is, they never should have named this place New Tristram. We wouldn't be getting attacked all the time if we were called, oh, I don't know, New Wellington.
Alright, I don't have any massive single target damage abilities. I don't have rapid fire, but I kind of want to keep grenades for the group of skeletons out there.
You will never defeat me!
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
Good combination with the 3 hatred. Even though it's less hatred than Entangling Shot, I can spam this a lot faster than I can Entangling Shot. Maybe not, about the same. Get the same generation back, so when a group of enemies come on me, I can just throw a bunch of grenades, get a few elemental shots out there. It looks like I immobilized the Skeleton King for a moment there with my passive. Let's try that again. Wait for it to pop up here. Oh, of course. Forgot I changed it. Must have been the snare from the shot there. Now I'm pretty sure that that passive won't work for me for the next 30 seconds. There it is. What I want to do is see, will this immobilize enemies hit with grenades? No, it only counts for arrow abilities, okay? See if I can immobilize him. Well, he doesn't move much to begin with. Two belts.
The Shataroom high priests in Kurast proclaimed Leoric king of Khanduras many years ago. He ruled well until Diablo's influence drove him mad, and the loyal knight Lac Danan was forced to slay him. Afterward, Diablo himself raised Leoric from the dead as the Skeleton King, until the monarch's son, Aiden, vanquished him.
Alright, so it looks like I found an item that's barbarian only here. Regenerates 2 life per second, plus 2 to maximum fury. Melee attackers take 1 damage hit. Health globes grant plus 3 to life. So I might hold on to that, give it to my barbarian. Unfortunately, that's not going to help me much with further playthroughs, but let's see what we get here. 3 life per second, 2% magic find. Melee attackers take 1 damage per hit, and plus 4 experience. So you can see here it's fairly similar to the other one that I already have, but not bad at all. Alright, here we go. I've taken out the Skeleton King once again. Alright, well, since I've been doing a melee range combination here, it means that my next class is going to be the Monk. I am highly looking forward to this. It's probably one of the classes I've been the most interested in myself, ever since I saw his videos and how he has so much mobility for a melee class. Alright, with that said, in the immortal words of Dr. Claw,
Next time, Gadget. Next